All right, so before we got any more kind of into the deep, we're going to start hard coding with Git. I wanted to show you guys some quick settings that I like to set up on my machine. Definitely not something you need to set up, nor even worry about. You can feel free to skip this video if you want, but these are just kind of some common things that I like to do to set up my system to make it a little more easier to work with in development. So let me just show you guys here. I am in my home directory, and I'm just going to do ls-la to show me everything, even the hidden files. And you're going to see git config. This is where that is right there. That is our file that we were screwing around with when we did -- global. That's our user's git configuration file. And to prove that to you, let me just do cat git config here. And you're going to see, oh, hey, look, there is our user that we just entered. There's everything, kind of that we were thrown in, and that's where it's going to store it and grab it later on. Now you're also seeing all this stuff. Oh, well, okay, well, why is this written 4 times? Well, excuse that, I was kind of messing around with it earlier, but really, just look at this editor equals subl. Now, in Linux, for me, that means Sublime Text 2. That's the default text editor that I like to work with. You're nowhere near required to do that. It's just kind of one of my personal favorites. You feel free to use Emacs or kind of any one of the other several, probably hundreds of thousands of different text editors out there. So what this means though is whenever I edit a Git file or some type and it needs to pull open a window, it's going to pull it open in Sublime Text 2, which is what I want it to do. That's what I want to be my default. So in order to do that, and in order to make your own default editor, you're just going to git config -- global, same as we've been doing before, core.editor, and then you're just going to do whatever the, kind of the quick code for Linux is for. In my case, it's sublub, subl. And I'm going to do a -w, which means don't wait, which means when it pulls open a file, sometimes the terminal will stop and it will pause, and it won't resume until you close that other window. Well, I don't want it to do that. I want it to open up the other window, but the terminal to keep going. So I'm just going to do that -w there, and it's added. If I show you it again, it's actually going to add you're going to see another one down there. Now we have one more editor equals Sublime Text. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for me. But another thing also that is very popular is adding color. Let's go ahead and clear out of here. Color is going to make kind of just the whole, when Git shows up in this terminal screen here, it's going to show up in different colors, which is going to help you be able to understand things easier and pick out what parts are which. So in order to do that, we're going to do git config -- global color.ui true. And boom. Now let's go ahead and take another look there at our thing. Well, now I see color UI set to true. So these are just some kind of common features. We'll see how they're used more down the line in this course, but these are just some of my favorite features that I like to set up before I kind of get started in my development environment.